Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the academic procession, which is about to enter the hall. And please remain standing for the Australian National Anthem. You are encouraged to join in the singing. The text of the anthem is printed on page 11 of your graduation program. Please rise for the academic procession.
Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth of toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land a bounty, nature's gift of beauty. Let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strings then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Good morning to you all, and welcome to this very special day. We particularly are here to celebrate our graduates' achievements, but the rest of you also are here to be thanked, and we'll do more of that later. So welcome to you all. My name is Diane Davidson. I'm the Deputy Chancellor of the University of Adelaide, and I formally open this congregation, convened for the purpose of conferring degrees. And we do welcome you all, distinguished guests, invited guests, relatives, friends, and of course the families and supporters of our graduates. I do wish to acknowledge the Kaurna people, the original custodians of the land on which the University of Adelaide's campus is built, both here at North Terrace and at the Waite, Roseworthy and Theberton. Excuse me. And graduates, today It's the end of a period of time for which you've striven and through which you've striven, and we do congratulate you on what you've achieved. I look forward to meeting you all as you come by. I think during the ceremony that you will reflect upon all of the years that you've spent here, not only the study, but the experiences, the good ones and the bad ones, the fun times, the things that we don't know about, but also the friends you've made and the networks you've made. You've come from many parts of the globe to study at this university, and we're really proud that you did that, and thank you for that. And we hope too that you are proud of your achievements here, but more of that later. Do enjoy this morning's ceremony and reflect upon everything that you've done in your time here. It now gives me very great pleasure to present to you today's orator, Mrs. Andrea Slattery. Andrea is the Managing Director and CEO and the founder of the Self-Managed Superannuation Fund Association. She's worked in the financial services industry for over 22 years and has established herself as an authority in the field of self-managed superannuation funds and retirement systems. Her passion for the self-managed superannuation fund industry and its self-regulation is one of the reasons for the Self-Managed Superannuation Funds Association's inception and subsequent recognition as the peak professional body for the self-managed superannuation fund sector. She is recognised as a thought leader in Australian superannuation and finance service sectors and is the face and voice of the self-managed superannuation funds. Andrea has a detailed knowledge of the business and advice models and globalisation opportunities needed for business expansion, competitive advantage and market positioning. She is attuned to the transformational change expected of professional and financial services, leading Australia's economic growth in the coming decades, surpassing resources and mining. She provides guidance, policy direction and commercial judgment to the federal government and the opposition, to Treasury, regulators and industry on how Australia can tap this opportunity locally, nationally and globally. She holds a Masters in Commerce from the University of South Australia and designations including Self-Managed Superannuation Funds Specialist Advisor. She's a Fellow of the Australian Institute of Company Directors, a CPA and a CPA Financial Planning Specialist. Andrea was the first woman to be appointed to the South Australian Cricket Association Board of Directors. Some achievement, might I put in there. Andrea is also a Board Director of Ladder, a charity which aims to empower young people to break the cycle of homelessness by harnessing the support of the Australian Football League's profile, networks and players. She is also a member of the Advisory Board of the University of Adelaide's International Centre for Financial Services. She provides a great deal of wisdom and experience into the centre, and for that this university is very grateful. Andrea has also told me that she has a family with a long experience of the University of Adelaide. Her husband and 4 children have all been through this university. Between them they've covered 14 different programs, including a PhD. So she has very strong links to this institution. She is more than appropriate to address this group this morning as you graduate, and I ask you to join me in welcoming her.
Thank you very much for those kind words of introduction. Deputy Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of Council and staff of the University, distinguished guests, graduates, proud families and friends. It gives me great pleasure to give the occasional address at the ceremony that marks such a momentous occasion for you all, and I would like to thank the University of Adelaide for inviting me to do so. Today is a celebration of the wonderful academic achievements of graduates who set out with a goal to complete their highest level of academic achievement with the University of Adelaide. It was the 19th century French critic and novelist Jean-Baptiste Carr who penned the immortal phrase, "The more things change, the more they stay the same." In a world of enormous change, I think these words have never been more poignant. For me, it began in the 1960s, as I lived a relatively sheltered existence in the country during a time of the women's lib, the sexual revolution, the civil rights movement, the Vietnam War, and the beginning of the TV era. It was in the 80s, it was the economic change. Our economy was opening up to the world, and then personal computers and the internet changed the way in which we interact personally and within business. They continue to do so today, with Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn being nearly outdated as we enter the area of videos, Vines, Vimeos and the like. The way we work today is changing as well. The concept when I grew up of a job for life for most employees is gone forever. Most of you will have several careers and leadership roles during your working life. For young people of today, this is really very, very exciting. Your world also continues to diminish in size. The 21st century is often touted as the Asian century. That's yet to be seen. But with China and India, they're certainly important as they hold nearly half the world's population today. We are also living longer. Some of you will see the 21st century. With improvements in medical technology, people are living longer. Men of your age are going to be living expectancy until 92, and the women, you will be having a life expectancy of 96. Currently, policy measures will probably be introduced for our retirement age to be 70 years of age. This will be the highest in the OECD nations, and certainly the first if we are moving towards it very soon. But today, 50% of those children born today are actually going to live to 100. So they're quite significant changes. But most importantly of all to you, many of your future careers and leadership roles haven't even been thought of yet. It's that last issue which is close to my heart. I founded the SMSF Association as the MD CEO, and along with many others we built a new profession which nobody had ever previously imagined. The new professional is an SMSF professional. These specialists provide a range of advice and services to assist more than 1 million ordinary Australians to be engaged with their savings during their working life, to build, grow and understand their wealth, and to assist in helping them manage their retirement in a dignified and self-sufficient way. To give you some context, governments did not understand the importance of the SMSF sector, and in 2002, legislation was being introduced to actually make the sector redundant. With our intervention, the sector today is the largest sector of the superannuation sector in Australia, accounting for 31% or $580 billion of a $2 trillion superannuation pool. It's the same size, if you imagine, as the combined GDPs of New Zealand, Singapore and Hong Kong. So it's quite sizable. Last year, the superannuation sector became the largest sector of the Australian wealth industry, coming in at 105% of Australia's GDP. And currently, the Australian superannuation sector holds the third largest pool of assets in all of the OECD nations and is recognised as the second best retirement system in the world. There are enormous changes which offer opportunities both in Australia and internationally for any professional interested in following a career pathway as an SMSF professional through the SMSF Association. Who would have ever thought that a small-town country girl could not only lead the integrity of the largest sector of superannuation in Australia, but as well enter the state's, one of the state's last male bastions, that of the South Australian Cricket Board. Yet after 150 years, I wasn't acknowledged as the token female, I was invited to join because of my reputation for integrity and my recognised skills in government advocacy, governance and business strategies of growth. Remember this, there is no wall and there are no barriers that you can't climb over or get around to achieve what your future aspirations are. So coming back to my opening statement, why do I quote Jean-Baptiste Carr? Because the values that we underpin how we approach these changes are the ongoing constants that, in my opinion, give sense to our lives both personally and professionally. These are values such as courage, integrity, honesty, ambition, modesty, persistence and determination. These are forged at home, encouraged through school and engendered in you in places like the University of Adelaide. In short, they give your lives ballast. It's these values that will enable you to set a personal vision for your life and then pursue it. Along the way, there are going to be challenges. There'll also be cynics who'll say, you'll never make it. But these cynics are to be forgotten and ignored. Let me conclude on this note. Among the values I listed, I put courage first and integrity second. Courage can mean taking a stand that's unpopular. JF Kennedy in Ireland in 1963 said, "You are the master of your own destiny. Hope, confidence and imagination is needed more now than ever. Be brave and be yourself. Be confident and challenge yourself to attain excellence, and never ever let your integrity be compromised." You have, by your education at the University of Adelaide, been given the opportunity to do many great things, none of which sits any higher or lower on the scale than any other. That is because the scale of life is horizontal and not vertical. It does not measure you and give you marks for things that you have done or not done. Rather, it only asks you to measure yourself by the answer to one question. That question is, what have I done with my life? I'm confident in the years to come, you will all be able to answer this question positively. Congratulations, graduates. I wish you every success and happiness, and I'm honoured to be able to be here to speak to you today. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the graduates and their families attending today's ceremony, I would like to thank Mrs. Andrea Slattery for the stimulating and inspiring address. We are honoured that you have taken the time to join us on this special day to share with us your thoughts and experiences. Your words of encouragement and advice are greatly appreciated. They remind us that education places upon each of us an enduring responsibility to make the best possible use of our talents and to contribute to the betterment of society in whatever way we can. Please join me once again in thanking Mrs. Andrea Slattery.
I will now receive the candidates for degrees and call on the Vice-Chancellor.
Deputy Chancellor, I, Professor Warren Bebbington, Vice-Chancellor and President of the University of Adelaide, certify to you and the whole University that the graduates who will be presented to you have fulfilled all the conditions prescribed for admission to the awards for which they are so presented.
I, Diane Davidson, the Deputy Chancellor of the University of Adelaide, by virtue of the power committed to me by the University, confirm that each graduate is admitted to the rank and privileges of a holder of the award in the University of Adelaide for which they are so presented.
Deputy Chancellor, I, Professor Lawrence Ablin, present to you graduates from the Adelaide Business School. To the Professional Certificate in Self-Managed Superannuation Funds, Kim Chun Lai. And Leanne Tracy Vanderhook. To the Diploma in Wine Marketing, Juliet Ann Lynch. To the degree of Bachelor of Wine Marketing, Yan Chu Chen. Jessica Rebecca Eldston. Rebecca Kate Majerick. Zhu Mi. Linda Joyce Parkinson. Yang Yao. And Wei Jing Zhang. To the degree of Bachelor of Finance International, James Mitchell Jewett. To the degree of Bachelor of Finance, Bimo Aldino. Jung Hai. Bao An Trong. Yi Shao. Andrew Coelho. And Andrew also receives the Bachelor of Economics. Jill Ju. Letitia Jane Hancock. And Letitia also receives the Bachelor of Economics. Chi Zhen Hai. Darren Thomas Holtz. Jonathan Tao Jun Han. Mei Shan Lee. Jing Shen Liu. Liu Liu. Mohammed Mahathir. Christopher George McMichael. Antonia Mishish. Yin Mo. Mario Ostojic. Nicholas James Rosmini. And Nicholas also receives a Bachelor of Economics. Holly May Ruelt. Kanzi Reza Safdari. Chandra Song. Daniel Anthony Peter Swallow. Gorjap Singh Tande. Chak Wa Wong. Trek I Calvin Wong. Tiffany Lai Ming Wong. Shuang Zhu. Yu Shu. Shi Yu. Richard Yao. And Richard also receives the Bachelor of Economics. Guangji Zan. Zi Zheng. To the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Marketing, Matthew William Anderson. Jessica Batrat. Si Wing Choi. Russell John Christie Taylor. Natasha Colasante. Cassandra De Cano. Victoria Russo De Gennaro. Reese Grant Diganse. Elka Jane Sabina Fairhead. Sophia Antoinette Fontendel. Rachel Johanna Gumbies. Joshua William Harris. Wing Lam Hao. Eliza Helen Hawk. Hayden Ross Jarrett. Jia Yang. Sebastian John Kazmark. Imran Brendan Kali. Lee Shah. Wan Lee. Ka Ho Ma. Robert James McCauley. Oscar James Seymour Matthews. Guy Charles Moore. Natalie Gun Ai Huai. Hannah Marie Newman. Jason Pham. Si Wing Emmy Poon. Andrew Jacob Pritchard. Joseph Princey. Madeline Dawn Robinson. Eleanor Patricia Rogers. Max Sim. Jacinta Talarita. Daniel Chi Sun Tan. And Daniel also receives the Bachelor of Arts. Paul Tien Tran. Carmen Wong. Harawan Wu. Ji Sing Yan. Yuk Ying Yan. Zi Hao Yu. And to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce and Management, Daniel Ignatius Canella. Chatwara Chatsuwat. Natasha Denise Krukchunk. Ho Jin Min. Andre Karadinata, DC Kondrakova Zhao, Man Ho Lung, Shu Lee, Joyce Muja, George Christopher Raybold, Natalie Sansovini, Teresa Kai Moon Leung, Anthony Variato, and Jonathan Thomas Warhurst. Next, to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce International Business, Stephanie Charlotte Campbell, Yuk Yi Choi, Su Shin Shirley Jin, Wanchi Yo-Yo Jin, Yusuke Kato, Samuel Allen Keith, and Samuel also receives the Diploma in Languages, Ji Yi Liu, Brandon Manuel Augustin Martin, Lauren Elise Menuso, Caroline Michelle Pittman, Louis Zenon Rankin, Julian Alain Roper, Kate Ellen Slade, Megan Eleanor Toop, Michelle Elizabeth Torres, Alexandra Rose Turner, Zhu Wang, He-Chi Yang, Ya-Jing Chang, Ju Shao Sun. Next, to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Max Fioretti, Nicholas Gould, and Christopher John Williams. Next, to the honors degree of Bachelor of Finance, Jun Sheng Yao, and Yaobu Yu. Next, to the honors degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Ming Yu Chao, Krista Angelica Phoenix, and T. Tun Nao Vo. Next, to the Graduate Certificate in Business Administration, Alexander Craig Brown, Janet Lindy Janjinil. Next, to the Graduate Diploma in Global Food and Agricultural Business, Kirli Ann Becker. Next, to the degree of Master of International Business, Zhao Zi Gong, Songhan Ji, Wang Xiaoying, Kuan Wu, and Min Yang. To the degree of Master of Global Food and Agricultural Business in Marketing, Mugaleta Makaunan Kasa. To the degree of Master of Global Food and Agriculture Business, Tal D. And Chi Zhao Ji. To the degree of Master of Finance and Business Economics, Singhua Chung. Ji Li. And Peng Shao. To the degree of Master of Commerce Performance Management, Patricia Mary Ray. To the degree of Master of Commerce and Marketing, Tagu and Indido. Bao Chen Chan. Dao Yang Dun, Chao Jun Guo, Xu Kun Guo, Yan Jin, Ai Ting Guo, Catherine Nicole Lieber, Andrew Lee, Johnny Lee, Tanu Shri Mitra, Paruda Tang Puda Sari, Lu Ai Shu, Zhe Shong. Next, to the degree of Master of Commerce in Coursework, Wei Shen. Radhika Sir Lakshmi Gandri Harja Damon Haran. Soni Ali Hadianto. Shi Li. Tong Chin Li. Chi Chen, Wan Sun, Wei Wei Wang, Yiran Wang, Shay Wang, Di Shu, Shangling Shu, Wei Zhang, Chen Yao Zhang, and Ziran Wang. Next, to the degree of Master of Business Research, Kei-Ching Dong. And UC Wei. Next, to the degree of Master of Business Administration, Christina Belperio. Supratim Bhattacharya. Jenny Gale Bonser. Craig Dennis Bugden. James Anthony Case. Andrew Williams Forb. And Andrew also receives the graduate diploma in business administration. Mark Hoffner. Julie Holmes. George Charles Horma-Zabel. Ryan James Chris. Miguel Angel Latouche Barrios. Brioni Ann Marshall. James Scott Martin, our mace bearer. Liz Panay. Roger Sexton. Andrew Mark Sweet. Min T. Har Tran. Do we? Bohaden. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Nigel Aubrey Townsend. Min T. Har Tran. And Bowden Yarsawa Wajawitka. Next, to the degree of Master of Business and Management, David Brian Madison. Next, to the degree of Master of Accounting and Marketing, Emily Jane Boo. Ziyang Deng. Shu Du. Yongxi Feng. Taizhan Hua. Jay Liang Wang. Jun Huang. Shan Jing. Herr Li. Hua Li. Rong Lu. Frazella Ingrid Sabina. Xiling Shen. Ru Tian. Minnie Wong. Tin Wan Wei. Ling Fei Shi. Xiaoden Xu, Li Yang, Wan Hao Yu, and Diwan Zhang. And finally, to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled A Climate for Change, an Exploration Towards Integral Action Loops to Apply Our Knowledge for Sustainability Success, Simon Carl Divecha. Next, for a thesis entitled Multiple Strategic Orientations and Business Performance, a Comprehensive Investigation of High-Tech Firms, Ho Wing Yi. Next, for a thesis entitled Accounting Conservatism and Corporate Reporting in a High Information Asymmetry Environment Analysis of Initial Stock Offering Firms, Soo Jin Kim. And last but not least, for a thesis entitled The Harmonization of GAAP and GFS Financial Reporting in the Australian Public Sector, Why and How Did It Happen? An Agenda Setting Perspective, Sabine Schurer.
Deputy Chancellor, University doctoral medals are awarded to graduates who've completed outstanding research at doctoral level. This award is the premier award for doctoral candidates at the university. I, Professor Warren Bebington, Vice-Chancellor and President of the University of Adelaide, present to you the winners of the 2014 University Doctoral Research Medals. For research in the field of business, Dr. Simon Divecha. For research in the field of business, Dr. Ludmila Tarabashnika.
Well, congratulations to you all again. I always think, listening to the higher degree awards, that I've not done much with my life, so congratulations to all of you who have really achieved so much. But it does give me great pleasure to now know that you are all fully graduated. As one of our speakers said last week, do take your parchments home and hang them on the wall with pride. Do not put them in the bottom drawer. You've worked too hard and too long to do that, so you must be proud of your achievements. You have now joined a large cohort of people who have graduated from the University of Adelaide. Well over 150,000 of our graduates are spread throughout more than 80 countries in the world. So you will join them as you move about in your profession. And whether you stay here or go elsewhere for research or join the wider workforce and employment, we do wish you well, and as our orator today, Mrs. Slattery, reminded you, the world is full of opportunities, and they might not all be there tomorrow or this year when you're looking for them, but they will come. And your education has equipped you to think and search and examine, so we do wish you all really the very best in your futures. I would like to again thank our Mace Bearer, James Martin, and thank everybody who has been part of today's ceremony. But I finally turn to all of you people, non-graduates, who have supported them all through their work here. and many of you have sacrificed a lot. Many of you have travelled to be a long way here today. You have given them your support and love and care in various ways, and for that I'm sure they are grateful, and we as a university community are grateful. So thank you for being part of it all today. Could I ask all of you to stand, graduates to remain seated, so that we can congratulate you together. And please remain standing, and graduates, would you now stand so that I may declare this congregation adjourned, and would you please remain standing for the academic procession. Thank you.